who we are and what we expect from ourselves and how we lead that expectation into our society around us. Toastmasters' goals and values offer us a pathway to connect something of ourselves with the people around us. Communication being the single most important aspect of human life. And you see that very clearly, not only in the Republican National, but the Democratic National committees. It doesn't matter which side of the aisle you sit on, neither are happy with each other. But what's most important is there's a level of communication there and a level of understanding that somehow seem to mesh together to bring about what we find as the best system to govern ourselves by. Now, Toastmasters is set out on a new pathway. And the pathway as it is, I found, is kind of difficult to define at this point. I wanted to come today with a host of ideas and manuals and things that I could share. But this is a whole process happening, right? Just like the first time you came into a Toastmasters meeting, this is a whole process happening. And although it hasn't really been defined to a level where I could come out and display it all to the group, it really pointed out to me how even if you don't know where you're going, even if you're not sure about what it takes to get there, we already know there's a better way to do it. And that's just something inside, that's ingrained in all of us, that there's this level of ingenuity and engineering that we can make it better and that we can do something to change in such a way that it'll improve all of our lives. So Toastmasters sets out a new curriculum of education and leadership. So this pathway is going to lead us into the next century. I don't know how far back the most recent leadership track and communication track goes, but I know where it's brought me today. It's brought me to a point that I could come into any room and I could share that core principle of communication. I can educate people around me. I can connect with people. These are all skills that are learned. That you thought you had learned in elementary school, right? Wasn't it your first elementary school experience, Toastmasters? Didn't everybody learn everything they needed about communication in elementary school? We didn't. We didn't because you're supposed to learn it through osmosis. It took me 40 plus years to realize that I needed to find a better way to communicate with people around me, to get my message out, because my message was being lost. It was lost because I couldn't speak the words properly. I couldn't share the information and I couldn't feel it in my heart, that I had too many walls built up that separated me from my true self and that ability to share it with people around me. I know that when I started at Toastmasters, I came in and those walls protected me very well. But you realize as you do speeches, 1 speech, 2 speech, 4 speech, 10 speeches, those same walls that were there to help you in the beginning can't protect you anymore. That information has to keep flowing and you have to keep opening up and digging a little bit deeper each and every time. Every time there's a flow that starts from a speech, and it may be written, it may be read, but unless you feel it in the heart, no one else can feel it. Those are the skills that I believe Toastmasters is leading with and will continue to carry us through. We're waiting. We're waiting. But we have these opportunities in the moment right now to keep doing what we're doing. Keep challenging ourselves with the current communication and leadership tracks. They're there for us, as I've been using them for the last 2 years, as some of us have used it for much longer, They're still here. So we'll keep pushing on. We'll push on with what we have right now, but I'm so excited about the possibility of something new. Just like when I started discussing politics, I love to reach out to people now and say, what do you think? What's going on? Who are these people? And what do I need to know? To better educate myself, to reach out and tell other people what it is that's important for all of us. That was my goal of this topic this morning. I hope that I made a connection. But most of all, when I walked through the door this morning, I felt empty-handed. I felt like I didn't have enough to come in and say, this is what we're doing. This is what we're going to be. This is where we're going. But then I realized it was that pathway that I'd already set on, that I was willing to stick with through the unknown. Because I know there's something better. I know there's something better coming for us. And I'm really excited about the present. And that's my speech. Thank you.